What's up, everybody? Gymkhana Josh, back again, this time in sunny Southern California. Holy crap, there is so much to talk about. Stay tuned. May 26th this year, I was done with my job in Long Island and I started my voyage to the West Coast. My job moved to California, to San Diego, so I hung out in Long Island for a little while, in Jersey for a little while, in Massachusetts for a little while, just spending quality time with the people I love. And then I made the voyage in the school bus from New York to San Diego. And overall, I think it maybe took a total of 4 days. I was booking, and I was pretty much putting in long hours each one of those days, but it really only took about 4 days. Whole first part of the trip, New York, all the way through the Midwest, was pretty tame, actually. I'm gonna be honest, the first 2 days, I thought it was gonna be a piece of cake as long as the bus, you know, kept chugging along. It wasn't until I stopped in Colorado at my boy Jade's house, and I spent like 3 or 4 days with him before I got back on the road. And that's when I had to negotiate the Rocky Mountains, the Continental Divide. And I don't know if you guys have ever driven a school bus, gas-powered, overweight, with 2 motorcycles in your entire life before, but going up steep hills for long periods of time is not where that bus excels.
Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Hunter, say hi. Welcome to the family.
So needless to say, day 3 and 4, were really friggin' sketchy. Going through the Rocky Mountains. Actually, I thought were sketchy when I was there. Hills were just non-stop, up and down, up and down, up and down. Tractor trailers going 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour because they were overweight too. But I was chugging along. I kind of got a rhythm down there. If I floored it leading up to a hill, I could just keep my foot down and kind of keep enough speed to get up hills. I thought I was going to be absolutely gravy once I got through the Rockies. Little did I know that Utah was another beast of a state to drive through in a gasoline-powered, overweighted school bus. And geez, the hills in Utah were just endless. They weren't super steep, but the hills were just non-stop up a grade to the point where I would get a quarter of the way up the hill and my bus just didn't have any more. It just didn't have the oomph. But foot to the floor, cross my fingers, say my prayers, and we made it through Utah. Then Arizona was another state. It was another beast to get through. Not because of the hills, but because there was no airflow, and it was hot as balls going through Arizona. So as soon as I come out of the mountains, I'm now in some ridiculous valley with some crazy name like Fire Valley or some crap like that. And my bus starts overheating. Not like, I was watching the needles pretty closely, so I didn't let it like actually overheat, but it was getting hotter than normal operating temperature and it was starting to make me worried. So turned off the AC, turned on the heater, blasted the heater. For those of you that don't know, if you turn on your heater when your vehicle's overheating, a lot of times it takes the heat from the engine and cools it down and allow you to keep going until you get somewhere to service your vehicle. There wasn't anything actually wrong with my bus. It was just hot as balls, and that's just the way it is. But kind of a secondary issue to overheating bus and blasting the heater is that my cell phone, which is giving me GPS directions, also overheated in the vehicle. I was dripping sweat, like puddle of sweat underneath my chair. But yeah, so the phone cut off. Luckily, I mean, it's just a straight shot for the most part. was just a straight shot for the most part, so I didn't have to worry about GPS or taking any crazy directions or anything like that. But it was still nerve-wracking. But I made it. So day 4, finally rolled into California. And I'm met by dust storms. Now, I wasn't having any actual issues driving in the dust storms, but something I'm not used to seeing, you know, like big blizzard-like clouds rolling over the highway. It's still kind of unnerving, but my bus got sandblasted on the way to California. But then made it to San Diego. Don't have a place to stay yet because my house out in the desert is currently used as an Airbnb, so I actually can't even get into my house yet. It's been booked solid, honestly. I bought the house back in April, but it's been booked the entire month of June and July by the same group. I think they're out there doing work for the power company, so they just booked my place for 2 months straight, which is cool with me. It's one less bill I gotta worry about. But yeah, so I've been in San Diego now for 2 weeks or so. Just been bus lifing, riding my baby, riding my old Honda here. She's been enjoying the warm weather, twisty roads. Today I'm out with Miss Rebel NYC, who some of you also might be following on Instagram, or be friends with, or are friends with on Facebook. She introduced me to these cool cats. One of the other riders already broke off and went home, but yeah, we basically I blasted from San Diego down south. I forgot what the city was that we were actually in, but from this little gas station we hit a taco shop near the border. I could actually see the border wall, which is something I never really intended on seeing, or I never imagined was actually like a big ass wall like it is. And yeah, now after getting some food, some tacos, and gassing up, we're heading up to Julian. It's kind of a little mountain town. I'm a little familiar with the town of Julian because I've seen it on the way to the desert where my crib is. I've never ridden a bike there, and actually I don't have my GPS on right now, so I'm hoping that I don't get separated from this group. This Rebel's behind me. So. Oh yeah, and there's like border patrol all over the place. I never thought, I don't know what I thought coming down here, but seeing the wall, seeing the mountains, seeing the border patrol, it's actually pretty amazing to think that people cross the border and traverse this like hell of mountains and desert and shrubbery to try and get into America, but it happens. It's a feat though. But yeah, what else is going on? San Diego is freaking awesome. Lane splitting is legal. Folks, I've lane split in Japan, in New York, in Virginia, in Massachusetts, pretty much everywhere I've ever ridden a bike. In California, it's actually legal. And people get out of the way. 10 out of 10. People get out the way when they see that you're coming up on their side or from behind. It's amazing, the feeling of just like people parting and letting you by. I never thought it would be so easy. People in New York seem to want to almost like run you off the road just for splitting lanes, whereas here it's so widely accepted and legal. Oh, it's just so beautiful. On top of that, the views. Like seriously, look at this. This is maybe about an hour away from where I live. But even closer to where I live, there are just beautiful scenes, cliffs, mountains, twisty roads. This is definitely biker heaven down here. Deadly, but biker heaven for sure. And this is not the bike to be leaning over super far. I've already scraped my frame numerous times. I don't think there's anything super dangerous about it, but your boy ain't sliding off a mountain today, so we're taking it kind of easy. Everybody else is on adventure bikes. They're like super high up, and a lot of times they go off-roading, but I'm the odd man out on the classy cruiser. That's okay. What else? I'll check back in with you guys once we get to this restaurant where we're stopping, and I'll share some of the awesome sights along the way. This scenery out here is amazing. Look at this. Like, I just don't get it. This is stuff that I've just only seen in National Geographic magazine or on the channel. The mountains are just ridiculous. And I just saw a sign back there that said, "Welcome to Anza Borrego State Park." Borrego Springs is actually where my house is. I live right in the middle of Anza Borrego State Park, so I wonder if I'm gonna see any familiar routes along this way. I caved and actually put the restaurant in my GPS because the person leading this here caravan is probably way ahead by now, and Miss Rebel is behind me, but going at her own pace. Plus, it's just good for me to have the directions anyway. Like, look at that over there. Just magnificent Mother Nature. Probably deadly as hell too, but still cool as. So another thing I found out as I started going up and up and up into the mountains here is that my bike is running really rough. Like more than an eighth to a quarter throttle, my bike does not want to do anything right now. I'm hoping that's just something to do with the elevation maybe, and the fact that I'm carbureted. Or this is about to be a bike fix adventure in addition to a nice cruise through the mountains. Let's hope for the elevation being the cause. Because I'm not trying to put a bunch of money into my bike right now. Holy crap. The road that I take to get out to Borrego Springs, though, it's just straight up desert. It doesn't look like this at all. I don't think we're actually going to Borrego Springs or even like within the inner ring of Anza Borrego, but the road I take, I go through a little bit of this after I leave San Diego, or actually after I leave Oceanside, and it takes maybe about an hour before it starts looking like that over there. Just straight up sand and rocks and desert. There's something beautiful about it though. I never thought the desert would be cool, but I read somewhere, I think it was on like an Airbnb. I think I read on like an Airbnb listing, the stark beauty of the desert. Well, I have seen the stark beauty of the desert now. Much respect. It's definitely not a place that I would want to hang out on a daily basis for any long period of time. But it is pretty cool to visit, and there are some really crazy ass twisty mountain roads going up there or down there, however you want to look at it. Well, we should be getting to this restaurant here soon. I'll check back in with you. So we just got done hanging out at the lake for a little bit, and we're heading over to Julian Beer, which, as the name implies, they got some beers. Ugh. Today overall has been an amazing little adventure, riding some bikes, meeting up with Miss Rebel NYC and her peoples. It definitely won't be the last time I meet up with these folks, because they know some good ass roads and they seem like good ass people. But we're winding down now, heading to this brewery, gonna hang out, knock back one or two, and then head back to the ocean. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. As I always say, leave this world better than you found it. Peace. Still funky with my bike right now, and I don't like it. When I'm trying to accelerate, it is not. I don't know if it's due to the elevation or there's something going on with the bike, but it is terrifying.